Oh, Minecraft and Terraria. Two games that I grew up playing, and two games that I enjoyed in very different ways. The argument is, oh, shall I say it, Terraria is just 2D Minecraft. That argument has been used probably a million times at this point for people that don't play Terraria. And people that don't play Minecraft, the argument is it's boring and it's no longer fun. Those are usually the two most common arguments that I feel for these two completely different games. Why are we comparing apples and oranges? The two games have similarities, yes, but they're innately different by their nature. One is about progression and fighting bosses and adventuring the world. The other one is about adventuring the world, building, crafting, creating things, and using your imagination. It's not exactly the best when it comes to progression, but it's really well when it comes to building and thinking about the most wild shit possible of whatever you make. I played both of these games, it seemed pretty religiously at some point, and I had gotten into my Minecraft phase and my Terraria phase. The games both have their own style of storytelling. They actually have some pretty interesting lore behind them, but I would say the main difference is that one is owned by a major company and the other one is still a small studio, and has been a small studio since the beginning of its time. I guess it really depends if you enjoy fighting bosses and combat and a shit ton of weapons with different mage classes, ranged classes, melee, and summoning. If you're into that stuff and you want to fight other people and stuff, I would say Terraria is on top with that. But if you want to create a giant castle, well, I think you're pretty limited when it comes to a 2D space. It's interesting because I'm pretty sure that these games had both released around the same exact time, at least the full version of Minecraft did. There was pre-beta versions of Minecraft, but it was a lot more primitive and it wasn't all that playable. It wasn't until 2011 that Minecraft was official, and that was around the time you really started to hear about the game, even though it existed 2 years prior. So technically these games did come around at the same time. I would say with these two games, I will talk about my experiences with both of them. With Minecraft, well, I played the game and I can't even remember the first time I played it, but it was around 14 years ago. I had saw a game that had cost $7 on my Kindle Fire, and my mom, not literally saying, was saying, holy shit, that's a lot of money, because we were broke as fuck. She didn't really want me to buy it, but I insisted. My 7-year-old butt insisted that I buy it. So I did end up buying it. Or, well, she bought it for me because kids don't have bank accounts. Unless you're the Prince of England. Man, the Brits can't just stop talking about that family. Because I was building a underground mine, I think. Not building, but I was rather digging an underground mine in creative mode because I was too much of a pussy. And I didn't want to play survival because it was hard. Well, for a 7-year-old. Actually, remember back when the old worlds had borders and it was just the void. But I essentially dug it out with my friend at the time. We basically took turns digging out the entire world, and it looked like an anthill. There's just a mountain of different tunnels that led everywhere. It was a huge ass maze, and I'm impressed that we kept the world for as long as we did. Sucks we deleted it though. And I remember the world just being called times 15 because I didn't know how to type. Terraria, on the other hand, I had a friend that I hanged out with in elementary school that showed me the game, and he said this is better than Minecraft. Now, I know I made a video called Why Terraria is the Greatest Game of All Time, and I know that I've made a video of why Terraria is better than Minecraft, but I would say my viewpoint hasn't necessarily changed, but I would say it's evolved. Since then, I've been playing Minecraft a bit more, and at the time, okay, what was I saying? Let's go back to what my friend was saying. So he was talking about how the game to him was better than Minecraft. So I tried out the game and I enjoyed it. It was interesting finding all of these different things. Like, what the hell does this freaking item do? And why is there so many badass looking weapons? Holy crap, how do you even get these things? It was a science that seemed to be so misunderstood to me at the time that I felt genuinely invested, and I spent over 500 hours on that game on Steam once I was able to get it later on. Well, anyways, a lot of years has passed since then, and both games have had significant updates. You know, the problem with, I'd say, with Minecraft is that the content's great, but it adds a small amount of content each update. They have micro updates where they add maybe a dozen items. Over time it builds up, but Terraria, well, they have an update like every 3 years that adds probably close to 1,000 items. So I guess it's, do you want much smaller updates more frequently, or do you want longer updates that have more content to them? I mean, to be fair, 1.21 Minecraft looks pretty interesting, and I'm gonna play the game at that point because I genuinely want to check it out. But I would say I started enjoying Minecraft a lot more when I started playing modded Minecraft. There was a point in my world where the modded Minecraft was changing the experience of how I played the game. I mean, the modded Minecraft was so different from the original that I remember it being like, this is what Minecraft should be. This is what Minecraft could have been at some point. It had everything that people could possibly want in it. And honestly, at that point, it would have been better than Terraria. I know that's a hot take, but if it had all those things, I genuinely think a 3D version of Terraria, or rather Minecraft, because it is 3D, I think it would succeed, and I think it would be far more popular than it is now. If we look at the release dates of 2011, that was 13 years ago. I would say long past the days when Notch was the head developer and also the game being talked about a shit ton. Actually, Minecraft is still talked about a shit ton, and I'm really happy that Mojang has been able to keep it relevant. I mean, well, you know, Microsoft. Terraria, on the other hand, well, it's relevant, but it has a very niche audience that I tapped into, and I noticed that the two audiences are very different types of people. I wonder if this video is going to make avid players of both games start a sandbox world war in my comment section. Hopefully that's not the case, and that we can just be in peace. My experience with Terraria, on the other hand, though, I liked fighting the bosses, I liked fighting Skeletron, I liked going to the underworld, I liked going to all of these different places. It was interesting, but there's just as many interesting places with Minecraft as well. There's the Nether, there was the End, which was the most unique part, and I really wish they would update the End again. They haven't done it in almost 10 fucking years at this point, okay, Mojang? Listen to your fans. If they did that, they would be, oh. But they're both about adventure. They're both about, how do I survive? How do I not die for the 52nd time in a row because I put my world on an extremely hard difficulty that I definitely have high expectations and can't finish this. Well, actually you can with Minecraft, because there's literally 2-minute speedruns of the game. You know, to say that one game is better than the other, as I said at the beginning of this video, as if you are comparing apples to oranges. The inspiration is definitely there for Terraria, definitely with the falling sand and the hearts and even the way that the weapons look. But to say that these games are similar would just be not really that accurate. They have completely different directions. I would say in the beginning of the games they're very similar, but once you actually progress and reach different levels of the game, like when you get to the End and Minecraft, once you get to that point and you are in the dungeon in Terraria, these are two completely different games that just both happen to have blocks and building mechanics to them. It's up to you whether you believe that one game is better than the other game, but ultimately that's up to you, and I don't care. You know, you guys can debate all you want about it. I have my stance on the games that I like, but I'm sure you do as well. Anyways, I really enjoy both of the games in different ways, and it's like your mom and your dad, you know, like you just have different relationships with them if you have parents. They're two completely different people that just happen to know each other. And in this instance, it's two games that raised me, I guess. The two games have really tested against time, the fact that they're still relevant at this point and both still in the top 20 most downloaded games of all time. That's pretty impressive for both of these games, even if Minecraft always took the crown. Terraria was not that far behind. So anyways, that's it for my video. I have a Discord server. Go check it out. Go check out my other videos. Subscribe if you like the video and like. And I will see you all in the next video. See ya.